me, Mr. Santee. Rob McNell's coming to you live from you, Bill at Santee. And I am here with my partner in crime, Dustin Trotter, here at Santee. And the myth, the legend, the stud himself, Michael Schwartz, the king of the Second Amendment, especially here in California.
Well, I was going to say, it's not San Diego County, it's California.
No, it's California. Yeah, for sure, it's California.
For sure.
And a very close friend of both of ours. Yeah. We are both big supporters of the Second Amendment and everything that goes with it. And Mike is kind of our guru, all things related to guns and the Second Amendment. So, we just wanted to talk. And he's actually one of the most witty, funniest guys you'll ever meet in your entire life. So it's fun to just hang out with this dude. And you get to do it now with us. It's you get the jokes that he's going to be throwing out, and they do come out fast. He doesn't run fast, but the jokes come out fast. But, dude, that was quick. That was right out the gate.
That hurt.
Yeah.
I like your new intro.
Oh, it's great. So Rob wasn't here last week.
No.
So last week I had Dustin Burns, school board member here in the city of Santee, or school board or whatever. And so it's him and I just going back. But brand new intro Joe put together.
This is the first show with the new intro?
No, last week was.
Oh, last week.
Yeah, last week. One that I was
it looks awesome. It looks a little Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, hey Joe, hear that? So we actually had a show a couple weeks ago.
I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing.
So Mike, we started the podcast together, Rob and I. I mean, Rob used to have a Robcast back in the day, right? And so we started this back up this year. We said we're going to do this. We're going to do it weekly. We're going to really pair up and have a team and bring some great guests, into our show, right? And just
we couldn't think of any more.
Yeah,
so.
But instead you had me.
No,
you brought me on the think of people that might be interested.
We were going to ask you.
Yeah, the whole buddy.
Okay. But you know what? But I always tell everybody, just this is the #1 show at 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Pretty
now I'm
fucking
nervous.
cool, man.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Dozens and dozens of eyes.
Well, I would go that.
Yeah, we go. I pipe up every now and then.
Oh,
what was
Ted Leitner?
Ted Leitner.
Yeah.
Nice.
He does Ted's show as well.
Okay, before you go any further, you just told me that they're building a baseball field in Vegas, and they're moving an NBA team to Vegas.
So they're looking.
I didn't know any of this.
The official NBA is not official, but it's something that's going to happen, right? So Las Vegas, ironically, I don't know, you call it back 10 years. They took a whole nother stance where they went from the old, mafia gambling.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to give you everything for going to my casino, and I'm going to give you free drinks and the showgirls and do all things, right?
Yeah.
The corporate money.
They were giving showgirls?
Yes. The corporate money in Wall Street came in and bought up a lot of this land in Vegas, right? All these hotels, they bought all this stuff out. It is so different in Vegas today. When you go there, everything is about the dollar, right? So
yeah, that's why a drink costs $35
right.
now.
How much drink costs,
really
the food, the shows, the hotel stays and stuff. And the council out there, the city council, the mayor, figured out how to capitalize on these teams that were defunct. So Oakland, they moved the Oakland Raiders, there,
the Raiders,
right? And then they have a WNBA team there now, and the NBA franchise.
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
not one person
I
cares
agree.
about that at all.
I agree. So I'm going to talk about that in 1 second after I get done.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like about that, but
nobody watches that.
So we got 2 NBA franchise coming. Seattle,
which isn't my
Seattle Supersonics.
Not a
back in the day.
Supersonics?
Well, that's what it was back in the day before they moved to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Now they're going to come back. So Seattle's going to get an NBA team again, and Vegas is getting the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
So this is really because of the Oakland city. They're
is it going to be
defunct as a city?
Is it going to be the Vegas Supersonics?
That I don't know. I don't know the name. I don't know.
I can tell you, back in the day, I was a huge fan. I had two guys I was a huge fan of.
Oh, I can tell you who they were. I got to pick the names. Sean Kemp.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
And Detler Shrimp.
No. I was going to say, no. He was on the team and everything. And Gary Payton. I actually saw Gary.
Gary Payton.
No, it wasn't Gary Payton, but I saw Gary Payton. I played craps with Gary Payton in Vegas years ago. But no, Sean Kemp and Bo Jackson.
Okay.
They got the Raiders and the Supersonics.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, such a big Bo Jackson.
Oh, Gary Payton
Jackson was an incredible athlete.
Oh, he was just an athlete.
My assertion.
But Gary Payton, I love. I thought he was the glove, baby.
But by the way, did you see Jordan making fun of Gary Payton in his documentary? What was it, 30 for 30 or whatever?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
and they interviewed Gary Payton. He's like, we really had Jordan and whatever.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. And they showed Jordan Gary Payton saying that, we started laughing.
It started working.
Yeah. We were okay. We
So-
handled the glove.
But talking about the glove, right? So Oklahoma City, that's where Seattle moved to. Seattle Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City. Okay.
What? I didn't know this.
Yeah. So Oklahoma is winning right now. They won the NBA championship not last year, but the year before, whatever. So they said they're going to put Gary Payton's number up in the rafters.
Interesting.
Okay. Gary Payton said, absolutely not. I never played in Oklahoma City.
Good for him.
I did not play in this city.
Yeah.
I didn't, even though it's the same quote unquote franchise because they moved it. I said absolutely not.
And Sean Kemp never played there, but he probably had some kids there.
Yeah. Sean Kemp had like 42 kids,
No
didn't he?
kidding. Probably had a couple of kids in Oklahoma. So
Him and Cromartie.
Oh, every city they played in, you know.
Here's my assertion though about Bo Jackson. Let me see if you guys agree. I think that Bo Jackson, even though he got injured and doesn't have the stats, I think he is the best football player to ever play in the NFL.
Ooh.
And that it basically, if it's almost like, and people go, oh, he was only, he didn't have the stats.
That's the problem. It's hard.
It's hard.
You don't have enough witness.
Yeah.
But it's like if you took Superman and put him on the
No
field,
doubt.
you'd be like, well, clearly he's the best athlete, best football player.
Yeah.
I think Bo Jackson is the best football player ever to play. Better than Walter Payton.
I watched it. I
Better
watched him run up the wall with the Kansas City Royals. You know, I watched when he ran through
No,
the
he was a phenomenal athlete. Again, like Dustin said, I don't know that there's just not enough footage to really show it. The flashes were great. How many football players were freaking phenomenal for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden they just became obscure because
I can think of a few.
learned how to
Let's
swim
start.
against
So
them.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, you're such a dick.
Wait, I got one. Ryan Leaf.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you want somebody from San Diego to instantly hate you, bring up Ryan Leaf in any
And say
way.
he's great.
You don't even have to just say the words Ryan Leaf, and you're probably getting into a fight.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, I'm gonna take a stab at the greatest football player ever, and I think it's O.J. Simpson, and he just killed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's your pun, baby. All right, you got one in the show, Joe.
That was it. You wasted it on that, man. Oh. Wow.
Too soon.
Too soon.
That's
Too soon. All right. Well,
All right.
a couple things I do want to get out there.
Let's get serious.
Well, no, not getting serious, but
Thank God.
I wanted because I saw your cup there.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was about to say 2 days ago, I was going to say, oh my God, after the game 2 nights ago, I'm like, what? The Padres are back. Like, oh my gosh, the Padres are back. This is incredible. Maybe there's a shot here. And then we saw last night's game.
Yeah.
That's like their work right. That's
So-
the Padres' work right.
so-
About 15 times a season, someone tells me the Padres work right.
Okay, but the guy who started last night was
Yes.
the guy we just traded for.
I know. And
He gave up 8 runs.
Yes.
So I was like, really?
We were
Come
kind of
on.
clowning.
Yeah.
The D-bags
Mhm.
the night before for giving up 8 runs. And then, we put in our
Yeah.
reliever and he gives up 4 back right away. And then
6
last
and
night,
whatever.
last night, I think the final score was
2.
10 to 4.
And the guy gave up 8.
Yeah.
Starting pitch.
Yes.
There are few things better in San Diego than watching a Padres game live. I love.
Oh,
watching
it is a
Padres.
great time.
But it's like they're it's like perpetual rebuilding year.
Yeah.
Like every year has been a rebuilding year since I moved here in 1997.
We're hoping that the new ownership will actually. get some
there you
real
go. Back to
investment.
new ownership.
New ownership. It's always a chance with new ownership. It's always a chance. So that was the first thing I wanted to talk about.
Can't wait.
Second one, because I see my own cup here. I want to give a shout out to the Screw
Screw
Crew.
crew, baby.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
cup. Thank you for the mug.
Mhm.
Keeping things nice and warm.
Mike,
here
do you know what that
in
is?
DC.
What
No,
that is?
who's the
So
screw?
Screw Crew is our adopted Marine Squadron out of Miramar. It's HMH 462, the Heavy Haulers.
Yep.
And this was the giveaway at
That was one of
the Marine Corps
our
Ball.
it was one of our balls we went to.
Yes.
So we both have cups like that. I remember. Yep. So it's our one of our 2. We talked about this a couple times.
How was it? Well,
Marine Corps Ball is always incredible.
I've heard
that was a couple years ago.
the Marines have the biggest balls. Is that true?
This is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the girls.
But you also didn't know that the city of Santee, especially like Dustin and I help, raise funds for these things all the time. But we do a kind of a dress drive for the Marine Corps Ball because a lot of these are young Marines.
Sure.
They're having to come up with money to
Yeah.
pay for the ball to go to it. They're highly encouraged to attend.
Right.
Highly discouraged not to not attend.
Right.
and it's because of what hotels charge now and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. A ticket for them is like $200 a piece.
Mm.
And they,
And so how does it work? So you guys raise money, and then how does it work?
and we raise money, and then that gets donated to them to help offset some of the costs for the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the first thing. And the second thing we do is when we get the dresses, people donate dresses, and the dresses are taken up to the two
These are
Marine.
your gowns,
Your prom dresses that you wore, your
balls,
bridesmaid
things
How
like
do
that.
I donate? I'm pledging $250. I'm
Love it.
donating $250
Easy.
right now.
Easy.
We'll
We
take
got
care of
you.
it.
We got you covered.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Is there a
No, I
website
like
or
what
something?
you got cash.
I got 250 singles.
No,
Yeah. You're going. You're gonna go get a
Just
cheeseburger
for you.
afterwards.
Yeah. Speaking of Vegas.
No, so Rob, this is something. It's Mike. You know this.
It's near
So
your door.
let's talk a little about
Yeah.
but you know this. Everything costs more today.
Yes.
Everything.
It's crazy.
It's
Cost of ammo.
the cost of ammo,
Crazy.
the cost of food, the cost of an event putting on, things like that, right? We'll get into those details, but Rob's right. Just simple things as one of these either active duty Marines or a spouse of a Marine
Sure.
be able to go to
Yep.
the Marine Ball. It means the world.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
phenomenal.
It is the
You know,
biggest event
it's
that they
the
have
biggest
for the year
event
for the
annually,
Marine.
right.
And it's cool
I mean,
for
but
them
is
to be
there,
able to get.
but is there like a website or something? Is there a website? You can
Not
No,
really.
no.
We have it through
We
the
have a
city. We have a foundation.
We have a foundation.
A few things that all. It does.
Okay.
There's not really a website where you go to and donate.
Okay.
It's not your normal fundraising kind of platform, but we have a platform that we do all this for.
So what happens? We have some Bree in our office at City Hall.
Yep.
She's kind of our go-between between the Italian and the 2-1 at Pendleton and HMH 462 at Miramar, and she talks to their readiness commander, who lets them know, okay, here's what we're about to do, and here's what we could use help with.
Nice.
She reaches out to me, and I go out to the community and find ways to make that happen in some way, shape, or form.
You two are both, by far, in all seriousness, the best at making things happen. And it truly, like, elected official, non-elected official in San Diego, I've met a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of community leaders.
I know.
I've met a lot of elected folks. You two are by far the best at actually making things happen.
Well, I say it all the time, and I don't say it jokingly, but I also say it, is that we here in the city of Santee are the best city council in the county. Number one, I say that all the time.
No question.
It's not even close my opinion, obviously, right?
18. You have 18 city councils.
You get 18 city councils, and not counting the county board of supervisors, obviously, but the 18 city. I believe Santee is the best city council in the county, and the way we get things done and what we do. But I agree with you that Rob and I, as a tandem, we get more shit done than probably most could ever wish they get done in their 4 years, combined, right?
I'll tell you, if you have a CCW in San Diego right now, it is because the Santee City Council passed a resolution that said, "Hey, you need to start issuing more CCWs to the previous sheriff."
Well, let's go back to
next week.
Before you kick all that, let's kind of go back to digress a little bit and talk a little history, right?
Okay.
So, Mike,
Yes.
I first met you in 2012, but Rob first met you 2010?
2010, yeah.
2010, right?
Yes.
And tell everybody a little bit of history, like how did you all meet? What happened?
So
right?
I was when I was first going to run for city council, and Michael was interested in running for city council as well.
Santee resident right here.
It was kind of a
I
I didn't actually take any steps
But
other
you-
than
but
meet
you
with
have-
Rob.
But you have a reason.
I did
Right?
well. So here's what happened. We had a sheriff that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
I was campaigning for a guy named Jay LeSueur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very pro Second Amendment
Yeah.
guy.
Great, all
great
the
dude.
assemblymen, all the assemblymen here in
Yes.
our area.
We knew Jay.
And Jay and I campaigned so hard for this guy. And unfortunately, he didn't become sheriff. But it is what it is. And he basically said, "Look, you have this interest in politics. Why don't you run for Santee City Council?" And I said, "Well, I don't know anything about Santee City Council at all." So my first stop was with Rob. And honestly, I was so impressed with Rob. I said, there's no reason for me to run. I mean, right? I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, it was. But we had a great conversation. We found we were very symbiotic in a lot of the ways we think and a lot of beliefs and how we pursue things. And
A lot of people say we look a lot alike.
It's very true.
Oh yeah,
Very true.
But honestly, it's a lesson. If you're listening out there, it's a lesson. You don't have to run for office to make a difference. You don't have to run for office to be involved in politics. I think when people get mad about a situation, a political situation, whatever, their first thought is, I'm going to run for office. There are so many things you can do to support good people. There's so many things you can do in the community that don't involve running for office.
Well,
and that's really what it taught me.
So I actually, very, very similar. I was running for office because I was upset about two things myself. It was, our building department, for one, and then our sheriff's department as well. It was an issue that I had with, I thought that we should have our own PD in Santee, because I felt that there was the deputies that we had had no, ties to our community of Santee, and it was just a job at the time. And I've learned as an elected that there's ways to change that as well.
Yeah.
There's ways when you get the right captain, that captain drives that message down to the rest of the team, and the team falls in line. And I think things are way better now than they were back in 2010.
Yeah.
Some people will probably say, oh well, I liked it better 2010 when the 52 wasn't connected yet, and all the but there are things that we can change.
I like it better in 1985.
Exactly.
To be honest
Yeah.
with you, but
because you had no responsibilities and life was good, and you're riding your
I
bicycle
used
down
to,
Mission Gore.
I used to ride my motorcycle behind
See,
Walmart
exactly.
and Sand Pits. I didn't have to deal with
You
all
didn't have to pay bills. You didn't it was great in 1985. Life was really good for me in 85 as well.
I moved here in 2008.
You moved where?
Santee.
Okay.
I moved to
From
Santee.
where?
We were in Mission
Hey,
Valley.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
And I was in Mission Valley. Moved to a house here in Santee in 2008. And when you buy a house, you have to call, clean the carpets, change the locks. There's 4 or 5 people you got to call. And they come and prep the house. Everybody that we called, the guy that changed the locks, cleaned the carpet, did this, did that. Everyone took turns telling me what they used to do in Santee before we built our house there. It was like, I forgot
where you live now.
I used to go fishing here, but I guess not anymore.
Yeah, that's
you
ruined it for me.
I know. It's just like, all right, well, welcome to Santee.
Yeah.
It is beautiful, and people love it.
Yeah.
And people have told me that they used to go hunting for dove, I think, off of Mission Gorge Drive.
Yeah.
Like they just walk down Mission Gorge and go hunting.
Mike, I used to shoot at Mission Trails. I used to shoot all the animals in Mission Trails before. Who knows when, right?
Yeah.
But
by the way, didn't they just find wasn't there a mountain lion? Didn't they just take a picture of a mountain lion on Mission Trails?
just cruising through. Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and that mountain lion has been around for. I'm going to tell you that mountain lion, if they tag it, whatever, that's been around Santee and our surrounding area for a long time.
I haven't seen a mountain lion. I used to see a lot of cougars at Applebee's on Mission Gorge.
Ha!
I never saw a mountain lion. I didn't.
Are we talking about the same color cougar?
Yeah.
It was actually chilly.
Yeah,
Chili,
we're talking about the same color cougar or what?
But anyway, so that's how we met. Became really good friends, and then I think I introduced you to him in 2012.
Introduced me to Mike.
When I was, we just talking about politics. Oh, because actually it was when you were starting.
Well, he was working with the CRA at that time, right? Not CRA.
Gun Owners of California.
California, that's what I meant, right?
California.
So when did you start that, Mike?
It was 2015. Beginning of 2015, we approached Gun Owners of California and said, "Hey, I got this idea on how we can be more active in the community, Second Amendment." And I did a bunch of volunteer work over 2015. We had our first dinner at the Hall of Champions.
Rob and I were there.
Yeah.
Rob and I were there.
Yeah.
The first dinner we got there.
You remember that? I don't know if you remember, but it was it was supposed to be a very San Diego theme.
Yeah.
So I went to all these microbrews and got them to donate
Growlers?
like a keg.
Yeah,
No, a keg.
Okay. Yeah.
We ended up with enough beer for the entire city. There was so much beer left
Well,
over.
in 2015, you were actually getting it right because everybody was on the trajectory up, right?
Brewery.
They were just giving away kegs.
Yeah. So 2015, you were working in California.
Yes.
And
Gun Owners California.
in California.
Did a bunch of volunteer
But
work.
during that time, you were working in the financial industry.
I was working in the banking industry, and slowly they were sucking the soul out of my body. And
like every employer in California,
oh
right?
my God. But I was getting all this fulfillment with being involved in the community, being involved with the Second Amendment community. And I realized there was this huge need. We were doing good work. You know, we were helping people get elected. We were helping people learn how to shoot. You know, we started making, you know, traction when it came to CCW. So I started San Diego County Gun Owners at the end of 2015.
2015, and Mike, you know, we have history obviously together. We all have, you know, do this for a long time. Do you remember you and I sitting at B&S Brewery here in the city of Santee, and Mike says to me, you know, we're sitting there having a beer, and Mike says to me, "Hey Dustin, I'm going to do this. I'm getting ready to quit my job, my full time, my real job that gives me a paycheck, and I'm going to go." Right. So you started an organization here in San Diego called San Diego County Gun Owners.
Yep. You just stroked check right then and there.
Yeah.
You said, I believe in you.
Well,
I believe in this.
You already said, you said, I need this. I said, no problem. I got you. Right.
Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, it was really phenomenal. We've done a lot of really good things, and I'm really happy. I mean, you know, nothing. It's been bumpy, and nothing's ever perfect. But the number of people from the very beginning, starting with you, Dustin, the number of people who stepped up and said, "Hey, I really believe in this concept. I believe in what you guys are going to accomplish," and boom, it's been phenomenal.
But I'll tell you the truth, Mike. I mean, I've told you this before, and I'll tell the audience today. I believe in obviously the cause, right? I believe in what you're doing, but I believe in you. That was actually the reason why I stroked the check, right?
Well, that's
so I stroked the check for, you know, the amount that I stroked, because I believe in you. We're going to go forward and make what you said going to happen.
I was like 13 later, so these guys are. He's number 2.
Yeah, so
number 1.
So I have my member number for the San Diego County Gun Owners is 002.
It is.
And I will.
Was it a good investment?
I'll stroke that check every year to keep that going, but I will hold that to the day I die. Man.
I remember.
You know?
So I also remember.
It's probably most important thing today to me.
What, you know, when you did the first
check I write.
It was the first. I'm not sure if it was Christmas party or it was like our kind of the beginning essence of gun prom.
Yeah.
And we did it at B&S.
B&S.
Yeah.
Huge
And they tried to. City of Santee tried to get involved and shut it down last minute.
My God, you guys!
Do you remember that?
Yeah, there was. Okay, so
because there was guns.
Well, so we actually had like a gun show.
Alcohol. It was like yes,
guns and alcohol. Guns and alcohol.
And they were like, seriously got a mountain of paperwork.
Yeah.
They're like, here's a mountain of paperwork you have to do.
Yeah.
And I basically said, I'm not doing any of this paperwork. Yeah. We're gonna have our show, and that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I get a phone call, and they're going to shut us down right now. I'm like, hold on, let me see what I can do.
We took care of that.
They didn't understand that, you know, yes, there are guns, but there's no magazines, there's no
ammunition, nothing's loaded.
Everything was inside,
and it had locks on it. Like there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. It's inside. Yeah.
You cut through the paperwork. You cut through the red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and made it all happen.
But it was tenuous at the last hour, in the hours before.
Everything.
But it ended up being a great dude. It was shoulder to shoulder in that place.
Yep.
I mean,
B&S. There's a lot of history with San Diego County Gun Owners. B&S. We did our first Christmas party there.
Yeah.
We did that event there that same year. We did a lot of things. We did a lot of firsts and a lot of events at B&S. They were really fantastic to us. You know, at the beginning, it was great.
Nah, Gene's a good guy. Yeah, you know, he's kind of, his son now kind of runs everything over there, Blake. But Gene's still around. You still see him over there every once in a while. And Blake's an awesome dude too. He's he's there to help out whenever we really need him. He gets it.
Going back to the travel to military memorabilia. Yeah. So Mike, when was the last gun show you put on? It was in Escondido, right?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, the state of California outlawed the ability to have gun shows on state-owned property.
So that was like primarily because of Del Mar, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what started because
Del
Del Mar Fairgrounds owned by the state of California, right?
Now there just aren't a lot of properties out there that are suitable for a gun show.
Right.
I mean that's exactly these types of gun show. The fairgrounds were designed for that.
Yes.
So they knew what they were doing. They knew that they were trying to go to gun shows.
Right.
So we've done a number of different gun shows.
You did that one in La Mesa at the the Masonics, or I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
It's one of these.
Is it technically, it was right on the edge of La Mesa,
Okay.
El Cajon, or
Okay.
not El Cajon, San Diego.
San
Right in
Diego.
the city of San
But it was
Diego.
like, wasn't the
Masonic.
Masonic,
Masonic,
Masonic
lodge, yeah.
organ, lodge or whatever.
Yep.
And then last year you did up in Escondido, wasn't it? Or,
We actually did one in between there. We did one at the place downtown in Mission Valley with the theater and
the Legacy.
Southside Legacy.
Legacy.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And that was cool, but it was kind of a square peg in a round hole.
Mhm.
Didn't quite work out.
Right.
But Escondido, and huge shout out to Dane White.
Yeah, Mayor Dan White in Escondido.
Yeah, he kind of cleared the way for that to happen. We don't actually do it. We support it in that we say, hey, everybody show up. But there's another dude from Arizona. I can't remember his name right now. I'm embarrassed by
But
that.
he's got
But
the pedigree of doing it
Right.
all over the place and knows what he's
he
doing.
kind of took it over. We kind of, when they got rid of gun shows, we kind of said, all right, well, we're going to do a gun show. We're a political organization.
Yeah.
We're not experts at running gun shows.
Right.
So once he stepped up and said, hey, I'm going to do this gun show, we said, great, that's perfect. We're going to go back to politics,
So let's talk about San Diego County gun owners, right?
Yes.
So it started in 2016.
Yeah, to end of 2015.
Yeah, basically,
Very end of
right?
2015,
So you
yeah.
got 10 years under your belt,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So things have changed.
Yes.
More. Everything's happened.
Yep.
You've had annual dinners and all the things, and
We got
So what-
CCWs.
Yeah.
We've gotten people educated on guns. I tell people there are more gun owners. There are more people carrying a gun. There are more people running for office because of guns. There are more people getting elected because of guns. There are more people hearing about guns than ever before in San Diego's history.
In a
because-
positive manner.
In a very positive.
Very
manner
positive.
because of San Diego
Yes.
County gun owners.
Yeah. So what is the core purpose of Syndicate Gunners? What do you guys do? I always joke about this with Rob. It's like all these organizations are out there doing what they do, and they talk about this, that, and the other. Your political beliefs. It doesn't really matter, right? You're a single organization. Purpose.
So our
Single purpose organization.
Right.
Yeah.
Our main purpose, what we do is we vet candidates, we produce a voter guide, vet candidates based on Second Amendment. So local
And
office,
only Second Amendment.
only
Only.
Second Amendment.
Yeah.
One issue.
Yeah.
We don't care what party they belong to.
Yeah.
We don't care, where they stand on other issues. It's just Second Amendment. It's just local, and it's just here in San Diego. And then we vet them, create a voter guide, and then we raise the resources to help it get elected. Basically, we take that voter guide and we put it in front of people in their district who care about the.
What's up,
Second Amendment.
KP?
KP!
Checked in from Idaho.
Another gun-friendly state.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As you saw this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was unfortunate. Another event nationwide at In-N-Out Burger.
Could have been much worse.
Could have been much worse,
Yeah,
but you
not
had
for-
a couple
not
of
for
local
the citizen,
people with your CCWs or just self-carrying. I'm not exactly sure what
I
they're.
think they aren't they open carry there?
They are open carry, but I think one of them was an off-duty cop.
Okay,
And
yeah.
the other guy
that I
did have a carry permit.
Exactly. So I'm not sure what they're, but they
But
obviously.
also, a lot more people would have gotten a lot more hurt had it not been for those armed civilians.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But so that's our goal: find people who are pro Second Amendment, get them elected onto the local boards and councils, find the resources, whether it's people or money, and to help them go.
So when you mean local, I mean, not
Local
real-
San Diego
I
County.
understand. But a lot of people don't understand. So you're only in San Diego County, number one, right?
Mhm.
So, but everybody understands like when you start a school board, water board, dog catcher,
Right.
planning groups, stuff like that. It matters. It matters to have individuals that are working their way through the political spectrum.
It does.
Because
Yeah.
each one of them, for the most part, just like Rob and I'm not leaving Santee ever.
No.
Right. So this is our
This is
last
it.
stop.
Yeah.
Right. We're not going any further. But
No
a
desire.
lot of elected officials want to go to the next level. Right. So
It
the
is.
state,
So,
whatever.
A couple things about that. So, when a bad bill gets introduced or passed into law, one of the things I like to do is go look at the authors and see where did they start.
Mm-hmm.
And like 90% of them started on a city council or a school board somewhere.
Yeah.
And their career could have been ended before they got to Sacramento.
Yeah.
And do something. But the other thing is, and I believe you guys, I know you guys are done, at the CNT level, but I can't tell you how many people are like, oh no, I'm just going to run for this office, and that's all I'm interested in. 2 years later, they start believing, what everyone's telling them.
I know. I've been there where people send me the hype, especially for me. It was 2014, I think. 2014. I had barely finished one term, and I was being asked to run for assembly. I'm like, I have no desire to do it. But I can affect change locally. I can affect change and make sure that change happens. I can actually. I believe we're more important to the lives of those in our community at this level than we are at Sacramento.
Which you did, like I was saying earlier, you did that. You actually wrote an op-ed saying, "Hey, Sheriff, you need to start issuing."
Yeah.
That council passed a resolution 5-0 saying, "Hey, you need to start issuing." And the next week, the sheriff called me and said, "Okay, let's sit down and figure it out." That was 2017.
Yeah.
So you did. You absolutely made a difference in people's lives. And from 2017 on, you get a CCW in San Diego.
But there is more, and I get it. It's a lot of people, like you said, once they get elected, they start listening to their own hype,
God.
and we know people like that.
Oh yeah.
Elected 2 months, and all of a sudden they're going to be running for supervisor.
Absolutely, but I tell Rob all the time. That's a true story. But I tell Rob all the time. It's like people will show their true colors eventually, right? So 1 year, 2 years,
standard statements.
4 years down the road doesn't matter. They'll tell you what you want to hear. They'll be there. Yeah. They'll show you who they are eventually. So it might take 1 year, it might take 2 years, it might take 4 years, it might take 6 years. They will show you their character at some point.
And sometimes the character is exactly who they present it to be.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
If we look back the last 15 years that we've been involved, you guys, we've a little longer, but let's just look back at the last 15 years. Think of all the people who have come and gone.
Oh, goodness.
That are just lying in the wake. They were going to change the world and do this, and then the next big. I don't even remember their names. You know what I mean? I remember what they look like and what they tried to do or say or whatever. It is amazing. When I watch people run for office and people get really excited about them, and then everything changes. All of a sudden, they start believing what people are telling them about how great they are.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's really interesting is when someone leaves office, and I swear the next day, their phone stops ringing. Yeah. Nobody wants to talk to them anymore.
So they're irrelevant.
And they're like, well,
what happened?
Yeah.
I was so important yesterday.
Yeah. And that is true in a lot of elected officials, unfortunately, is that their elected official status, that's what we call our position,
is what defines them.
It is the only thing that creates credibility for them, right? So once they don't have that anymore, they're irrelevant.
So
right?
They are, and here's my rule, and I've said it for years. My rule is treat elected officials and treat candidates the same way you treat an underperforming employee.
Okay.
And if you're treating them better or worse, you're probably making a mistake.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
Right. It's tough love.
Yeah, tough love. For a business,
you guys are elected officials.
From a business side of it, it makes a lot of sense.
You just because I see so many people, they're either like, I hate that guy, I'm never going to vote for him. Okay, then why would he ever do what you want him to do if you're never ever going to vote for him? Right. If you're not going to sit down, if he's not going to, if you're not going to listen, if this guy's not going to listen or he's not going to sit down and entertain what you're trying to do.
Why is it always got to be a he? Why can't it be a she?
It could be a she.
It could be a she. Absolutely.
Sometimes she's don't listen either.
They don't. So I'm not touching that with a.
Let's talk about not me saying
anyway,
he or San Diego.
Yeah. So literally.
Raiders. Bo Jackson.
So Rob's right. What about not me SD?
Not me SD. So somewhere around, I think it was 20. So we started it in 2015, and 2015. Mm-hmm. Somewhere around 2019, I was reading an article, and it was good information on basically sexual assault and domestic violence and some of the, what's going on in the country, whatever. It was a really well-written article. But then I got about 3/4 of the way through, and there was this paragraph that was out of the blue, where they were just like, well, we live in a country where everybody's got a gun, so what do you expect? I'm like, what? They blamed all of this on guns.
On guns.
So I clicked out of it.
Not some douchebag that doesn't do the right thing.
Yeah, there's no such thing as personal responsibility.
No. Right. Oh, no. It's the gun's fault.
So I click out of it, but it stayed with me for days, and it just really annoyed me. And I thought, you know what? There's a place. We have the ability to have a positive impact on this.
Yeah.
We have a certain skill set and expertise that we can have a positive impact. So, came up with a program. If you're a woman and you contact us, we will help you buy a gun. We will help you get training, and we'll help you get a carry permit.
Yeah.
And the person who helps you is a trained woman volunteer. She will help. She'll take you by the hand and say, hey, let's figure out what you need, and we'll help you do that. And if any of that is cost prohibitive, we'll find a discount or a grant, and we'll make sure you can afford it.
Right. And you've had some great, I mean, I remember Wendy Hoffman helping out, Kristen, I can't remember her name right now.
Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond, and then Desi does it. Desi runs the program today, obviously.
Desi Bergman runs the program today.
What do you mean?
Gail Raymer
doesn't listen.
Gail's awesome.
Yeah. I'm listening to that.
Amy,
Well,
I'm
good.
with you.
Yeah.
I don't know these guys. I don't know. I
It's
stopped.
not just the guys.
I stopped here looking for directions.
I-
Next thing you know,
And he's on camera.
I think Joe's the one that said he doesn't listen. I didn't know if y'all
Oh.
you know, so. But yeah, all the things you've done in the last 10 years, Mike.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of? Is it the CCWs? Is it getting the sheriff to actually issue in the county of San Diego, or is it not MSD, or is it something else?
Okay, good question. And I'll tell you, obviously the CCW thing was broadest and biggest, and the thing that most people know us, and we've done a lot of really cool things with it. But honestly, there are a couple of candidates elected officials that we stopped from
Okay.
getting elected or getting reelected.
Call them out.
And
Say their names. Say their offices. Come on.
And I'm extremely proud of ruining their political career because they were not good people.
Right.
And I think that, and some of them we went against, partisanship, and we said, look, this person, I don't care what party you belong to, this person is the wrong person for the job. And we stood in the way, and we got the right person elected, and they worked out. And there are like maybe half a handful or so of those people. That's what I'm most proud of. And it's hard to explain that to people.
Okay.
Because I've seen when you put bad people in office, how bad things can get.
Yeah.
And stopping that is something personally very rewarding. That we did enough vetting, and we stood by our values, and we stood by and had the character to stand up to people and say, nope, this is I don't, if we lose members, so be it, but this is the right thing to do, and it worked out. I'm super proud.
So
of it.
I actually respect that a lot, and I'll tell you why I respect that, because there's a lot of organizations out there in the county of San Diego, right? They have different motives, different why they raise money and what their purpose is, things like that. And the only thing I ask for every single organization is that you stay to your mission statement. You stay true to what you believe in, or what your mission statement is, and not because you want to get political favor, or not because you want to get someone elected, or because you want to win races.
That's really the one
right.
there.
It's all the same shit.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, right?
Usually, I want
to win
WL columns
category all the way
look
down,
a whole lot
right?
better on the W
But,
side.
San Diego County Gun Owners is a single issue organization. I make it very clear to everybody about that.
Yeah.
And when other organizations do things that don't follow their mission statement, it makes me lose credit, or not credit, makes me lose, respect
Faith
for
in
them.
their-
Yeah,
sure.
because you have one job, ultimately, right? Is follow what your mission statement says.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be single. It could be multiple, but you have a mission statement. Every organization has a mission statement.
Yeah.
quote unquote,
So I
right?
feel like you tell me though, have we done that? Is
Yes.
there-
No, you have. And I've defended you.
Unequivocally.
I've defended you
Unequivocally.
many times against, especially conservative, because
Unequivocally.
let's be honest. Second Amendment rights are usually more defended by conservatives.
100%. That's
It
just
really
reality.
is.
That's reality.
It
That's
is,
reality.
but it's not. But it's not. But it's not.
Sure.
It's not all.
No.
It's not all. So
there are some great Democrats that believe in the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment itself is a constitutional issue, not a partisan issue, right? So what that means, what it stands for, and the right to bear arms. That's how it's written,
Yeah.
right? It's fundamental. It's simple,
Right.
right? It's
I-
not a
inalienable
partisan
right.
I sincerely look forward to the day when San Diego County Gun Owners endorses two people in every single race, because both the Republican and the Democrat are so pro Second Amendment that we can't decide between
They're
them.
aligned.
Yeah.
I truly look. That's the goal.
Right.
And that's it. So I've had people that are like, oh, that Michael Schwartz guy, I can't stand him because he supported this person over our person,
Right.
and our person's so much better because of all these different things. I said, yeah, you're
It's not
forgetting
about
the
the person.
principle.
It's not
of
about the
matter.
person.
It's about the issue.
Yeah, it's not about the person.
It's about the issue.
Mhm.
And your person was not strong on that issue as strong as the other person is. Okay, that's the reality. But you're true to your core belief, and that's what you from day one when I met. That when you told me same thing. You were quitting your job is what you're going to do. You said that this is it, and I don't care who it is. Anybody that will fight with me for moving forward on Second Amendment issues, then I'm going to support them, and that's the biggest thing.
There have been a number of folks who weren't aligned with us that I've worked with and talked to and brought them along, and they've become much better. And I've met like a C+ and turned them into like an A-, but none of it. I just don't care if they have an R or a D.
You don't.
No, and that's the point. It's nonpartisan.
Yeah.
It's not about political party.
You and I have disagreed on candidates,
issue.
but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
doesn't
true.
mean we're not friends.
I'll tell
We
you a
just
quick
agree about
story.
individual.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Individuals.
I'll tell you a quick story because it involves you, Dustin. When you got reelected, what's he doing? Does he know we're on a podcast? Right
Yeah.
now? Oh. Jesus, yeah. I'm trying to tell a story about him.
Traveler and Coke.
Anyway, so a couple of elections ago, you won by like 4 votes.
No, 5, Mike.
5.
Let's get this
Hey,
clear.
come on.
Let's
Don't.
get this.
Hey, dude,
Mike,
don't tell him
let's
short,
put this
bro.
on the
He's not short as hell,
Yeah.
bro.
And the Democrats called for a recount.
Yeah.
I did.
And
Yeah.
then
So this is 2020 to make
Yeah.
everybody clear. If you don't remember, in my election here in the city of Santee, we had an election, obviously, and it came down to 5 votes. I won this election by 5 votes. The Democratic Party of San Diego called for a recount,
Right.
and they paid for that recount.
Yeah.
So down to San Diego Registrar of Voters, the Democratic Party of San Diego paid for that recount, and
So, and by the way, same year they were criticizing Trump for calling for a recount. They
Right.
called for a recount here in
Right.
Santee.
Mhm.
Anyway, so
Hypocrisy
so I volunteered to help. You guys needed folks to help, and what I did is they had 2 people looking at each ballot, and one person would hold the ballot up and say, Dustin Trotter. The other person would look and say Dustin Trotter, and they'd agree, and then boom, you'd get a vote.
Yeah.
I was supposed to stand behind, and I was the Dustin Trotter guy, and I stood behind and made sure they were being truthful. And then there was, I forget your opponent, doesn't matter, but then your opponent had somebody to make sure. So we were keeping them honest. Now, what was fascinating is I got to look at, I couldn't see their names or anything like that, but I got to look at it. It was about 1,200 ballots.
Yeah.
And looking at 1,200 ballots and how people vote was fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'd say maybe 80% or so, voted all Republican or all Democrat. There were no surprises.
Yeah.
But there were a good 20-25% where I'd look and they voted for this guy and they voted for that person, and those 2 had nothing in common at all.
Okay.
And it was really it was very educational to find out that, and I'm guessing that they probably voted for this person because they'd heard their name or whatever. This person kind of reflects their values.
Sure.
But then they voted for this other person because, their kids play soccer together, or they're
Anything's
both
possible,
in
yeah.
the Kiwanis
Yeah,
together, or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
possible. Yeah.
But it was really fascinating. It was a very educational, important lesson. Sometimes partisanship just doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Sometimes
It matters only to a certain percentage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A certain number, right? So is that the first time you ever did that, Mike?
it was very
So-
unique.
So have you done it since?
No.
No. So inside to our registrar process, right?
Right.
So it's important, every vote counts.
Yeah.
We talk about that, right? So when we get to that narrow margin, we talk about every vote counts, right?
Right.
At the end of the day. The net result of that election was 0. What I mean by 0, it didn't change after the recount and everything we went through. It still was at 5 votes.
Right.
We spent a whole day down there at the registrar, and I thank you for spending your time,
You're welcome.
Volunteering ultimately.
Yeah.
I
It was
just
fascinating.
had to turn in my signatures for
For this year's
qualification
election.
for this
Yeah.
year's election,
Mhm.
and our city clerk goes through it. He goes, "Where's your signature?" said, "What do you mean?
You can sign your own paper.
Yeah. I go, I don't need to.
Yeah.
I've got at least that. I got at least this many people that think I should be running for this. He goes, I think you're the first elected, because he's new to the coach position.
He's only done it one election.
Yeah, he's like, I think you're the first elected I've ever seen, or that I've seen so far, that wasn't the first signature, was their own.
And
Rob, don't worry, I got people, man. We got support.
He puts his sunglasses on and walks out.
Yeah.
His outro music.
Yeah, we got support, so we make it happen. But he was like, I think it was the first time I've ever seen that. Now, when it comes to being at the ballot, I'm definitely voting for myself.
Good.
Yeah. I don't want to lose by one.
Good.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That'd be hilarious.
Damn it, I didn't vote for myself.
Don't do that.
That'd be hilarious.
It would be.
What's the future of San Antonio Gunners look like, Mike?
Good question.
Yeah.
A number of things. So like I said, our foundation was, find candidates, vet them, get them elected.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been so many things that have kind of been an offshoot of that. Lawsuits. We have a number of lawsuits that we're involved with. One to try to get rid of the assault weapons ban.
Okay, so when you
California,
let me clarify
AG
something.
Bonta.
Let me clarify that.
Miller versus.
Oh,
So
yeah, well, Miller. I know who Miller is.
Yeah. So when you say you're involved in a number of lawsuits,
Yes.
you filed lawsuits.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's make that clear. You're not being sued.
You're not being sued,
you're
right?
Suing.
Right. We're either plaintiffs in, or we have members or board members who are
Right.
plaintiffs in these lawsuits.
So Miller versus Bonta, the AG, California,
Right.
right?
Get rid of the rifle ban. That's
We
in
all
California.
knew who Miller is, right?
There you go.
Hey, Jim.
Jim
Yep.
Miller, been there from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Started
Another
the
diehard.
School
Yep.
board in Cajon Valley.
Yep.
The roster, which is basically the pistol ban in California. I don't know if you know this, but
Is that Reyna?
Yes.
That's Reyna.
Another Santee
Yeah, another
resident, by
Santee
the way.
resident. That's how I knew that, right?
Yeah.
So Reyna versus Bonta, right?
Yes. Lana Reyna is the plaintiff.
Yeah. Lana. It's Lana. Yeah.
It's Lana. It's not Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's the
It's
husband.
Yeah.
She I don't think, well, this isn't a secret. She came back from a vacation out of state, and Tony and Lana both, they said, hey, I found this pistol.
I guess there are a lot of games.
And she said, I have like kind of weaknesses in my
Yeah.
hands. And this is a pistol I could actually use. How do I buy it in California? And I said, you can.
Yeah.
It's not on the roster.
Yeah.
And so, boom, next thing you know, she's the lead plaintiff on a federal lawsuit to try to get rid of the roster. So we just added, I don't know if you know this, but about a month ago, you can't buy a Glock in California.
Yeah.
Yes. So Glock Factory used to be here in Kearney Mesa, or was Kearney Mesa, or what was
No,
it?
Glock, I think you're going to get a buck.
Oh, but
No, you didn't Glock store.
Glock
Glock
store.
store.
Oh,
Glock store.
Glock store.
Yeah.
Oh.
Glock store.
Yeah.
They.
Glock was in Elko.
Yeah.
Glock
Yeah.
store.
Glock store. That's
Glock store actually wasn't affiliated with Glock.
Oh, it wasn't a affiliate.
No,
Okay.
they had a weird,
Gotcha.
they had a weird contentious
Okay.
relationship.
Okay. God, that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just knew. But they moved out to Tennessee.
Yeah,
Right?
they did.
Yeah.
But Glock is Austria.
Okay.
But then they're
Yes.
actually their U.S. is
Okay.
Spearmint, Georgia.
Okay.
But they're the most popular handgun, like in the world.
Yeah.
Well, like a lot of law
In the
enforcement.
world.
A lot of law enforcement uses it.
Yeah.
Right.
My mom was my first signature.
Zach Giannino.
Oh, hey Zach. How
Zach
you
G
doing,
for
man? I haven't
D3,
talked to
baby.
you in a
Come
while.
on.
Hey.
Hey,
Sean.
there he is. What's going on,
Brother
man?
Sean just walked in. The studio's getting live over here.
That's it.
We've got
That's
a
how we
studio
roll.
audience now going
Studio
on.
audience.
Take care of them.
But in short, the future is we're going to keep suing. We're going to keep getting people elected. We're
Right.
going to keep educating. We're going to continue to change the culture. We're going to continue to change the landscape until everybody's rights to keep and bear arms are respected and restored.
And restored.
And restored.
Exactly.
Especially
So-
in
so
California.
What is happening in this year, in the election year right now, 2026? Is there anything big going on? Anything everybody needs to know about?
So the next thing they're going to see from San Diego County governors, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to have our November voter guide.
So after the everybody files, so to say, right? You get everything
Yeah.
official.
Yeah, we pretty much know, but there's a couple of questions. We're still making sure we have all our bases covered.
Mhm.
There was a little bit of a shakeup in El Cajon
Yeah.
Recently.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Right.
Yeah,
Little
a little bit.
So,
So yeah,
I mean, it's settled out.
you have an incumbent that is not running for
Decided
re-election.
he's out.
correct.
You know.
He's out.
Yeah, and I get it. He's an example. He
Yeah.
was a Democrat. He was somebody that was always supportive of us. And
Well, he was a
He was
Republican.
Republican for
until
years, right.
He got
February, I think it
Yeah.
was, or something.
and then changed to become a Democrat.
Yeah.
And my Gary, my best to you if you're seeing this. I truly
Yeah.
hope everything's okay.
100%. Your health issues need to
Come first.
come first, right?
Yep.
So
And
you know,
thank you for all the support over
yes,
the years.
100%.
But that means
Yeah.
we gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the next thing is they're going to see a voter guide from us, and they need to take that voter guide and use it.
Yeah.
And then they need to take that voter guide and share it, and then they need to look at the people on that voter guide and help them and help us help them.
so let me ask
hold
you:
on. I have two. Go ahead.
is my friend Rob McNellis on that vote?
You gotta wait and see, man.
Oh, you
Oh,
suck.
wait and see.
You are
such a dick.
Yes, I did get the endorsement.
Gotta wait and see. I mean,
But yeah, he's on the show, right? He's,
I know. What a coincidence.
yeah, so weird.
So,
No,
no,
so
of course,
I have two
of course.
questions.
In our life, we live on two different cycles, right?
Yeah.
So he's elected 2 years different than I'm elected 2
Yeah,
years.
so every 2
So,
years we're
so,
back
so
and
we're
forth.
always playing an election, but we get to play the different games.
We remember we had that picture pop up,
Yeah.
on the Facebook memories.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at it was back when it was Postimoto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it used to where we did things as now.
Right.
I think it was Postimoto back then. That's how long ago it was.
Right.
Well, you had a question. Go ahead, Rob.
I have two questions. One, how
Like it's my podcast.
how does anybody? It's all right. How do people find out more about San Diego County Governors?
Sure. Okay. So sdcgo.org. sdcgo.org.
Joe put it up. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. San Diego County Governors.org. I got to tell you, we punch way above our weight as an organization. In other words, we do so much more than an organization our size should be able to do. Our website has so much more information. Where city council members stand, the voter guide, how to get your CCW.
No, it's SD.
SDCGO.
Yeah, sdcgo.org. Anyway, there's a ton of information. You can also go to my podcast, which is Gun Owners Radio.
Yeah.
There's a link there, and we have a ton of information.
So that was the first thing.
Yes.
Second question is, how do people contribute?
Good question. Go to the website /join, become a member. It's either $10 a month or $100 per year, whichever you prefer. There are a couple of other options when it comes to membership. We have a membership option, and whatever your budget is, but a basic membership is $10 a month, $100 per year. We're up to like 4,500 members in San Diego.
4,500, huh? And what's my member number?
002.
I love it. I stroke a check for $1,000 every year because I want to.
You don't want to lose my credibility.
You're one of the few members too who's
Yeah.
like on the phone with me, like, "Hey man, I expire in like a month. I need to go." Oh, okay, all right, dude. Like you're telling me you got to renew.
Well, I don't care. I just make sure it's done.
He doesn't want to lose his number.
Never.
He's hoping
It's a lie.
He's hoping Kravarik's going to screw up one time.
You know, that's another conversation. But
He becomes number one.
I don't think that changes.
Yes,
You're
the only one.
Yeah.
You guys meet, you got a sword fight or whatever.
It's weird when they do it though.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
if we
not-
do, we're going to sort.
It
This
just got weird,
is a
bro.
true story. So we're actually going to see him in a couple
Yes,
weeks here,
yeah.
the Scars Barbecue and stuff. But we're actually in a sword fight in Iceland.
What? I don't even know what just happened.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to sword fight now?
So
you guys are going to Iceland?
So he is Sweden. We're going to fly to Iceland, and we're going to sword fight in Iceland.
All right, I'm gonna take pictures.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I don't want to see those.
I don't.
I don't want to. You want to see them? They'll send them to you, but I don't want to see those pictures. And it's going to be cold.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
No, don't want to see that. Speaking of which, I can tell you, wish it was a little cold right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AC here is not what
it
you would
is.
call.
I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was being,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the
I thought it
greatest.
was just being this close to greatness.
No, it's not.
It's
It has nothing to do with it at all.
So last week the thing started like flooding and leaking and everything. We got that solved, but it ain't keeping up.
You guys, do you know anybody in construction? Because I know a guy. You could.
Do you?
He's like, I'm willing to hire. What?
Well, I truly.
We're really
appreciate-
good at demo. We're really good
Yeah.
at concrete. We're really good at framing. I'm not good at HVAC.
No HVAC. Right?
No, he hires someone for HVAC.
Well, I appreciate you guys very, very much. I appreciate all the support you've given to San Diego County Governors.
Yeah.
I really love the support you've given to the community of Santee. I truly like the memorial. Is that the
Yeah.
word?
Yep.
The
Veterans
first
Memorial. Yeah.
the first Veterans Memorial to feature all 6 branches.
Yeah, we talked about actually a month ago, just a couple weeks ago. I don't know what it was. But we did a whole military thing around here,
Which
and
is awesome.
you know, it is unequivocally my
Favorite
favorite thing that
Yeah.
you know in Santee that I've done.
Yeah.
And I told a story about this, and I'll tell it again just so you kind of know, right?
Right.
So you know, you and I and Senator Jones, we've gone out and shoot guns at Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club, right?
Yep.
Up there, we've done the shotguns. You and I did shotguns for a long time, actually. You know,
Yeah, it's about time. I got a new shotgun.
You got a new shotgun.
Well, I got a
A new
new
Benelli or what?
No, I got it. So I gave away my pump. I had this great pump actually. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I gave it to my nephew because it was really my dad's. So I
Mhm.
wanted him.
Yeah.
to have it.
I remember that one. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Oh, I love
yeah,
it.
it was
It's
old.
great. I was
1946 or
maniac,
something.
actually. Yeah, I was a maniac with that thing. So
Yeah.
I wanted to get something original that most people don't really use. So I got a side by side.
Side by
I got a
side.
side by side. I got.
For
So
shooting
two shells.
speed?
I'm shooting.
No, well, that's all you
railroad
need.
trails.
All you need is 2 shots. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So Mike and
Like
I,
Elmer Fudd.
Mike,
That's exactly
yeah,
what it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Get the hat.
Yeah.
Mike and I shot a lot of skeet or
Yes. Sporting clips.
trap sporting play. Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club,
Yeah.
and they have the whole thing where it's like what he used to call it was like a golf course of shooting, right?
Yeah.
So you go to these different stations and different orientations and
Yeah.
all things. We did a lot together. I
Right.
mean, a lot of over the years we do all the things. But Senator Jones, anyway. So he comes to me. You know, I don't know if you remember, Mike, but we did a beam signing for the memorial before. So we put the footings, put the post up, and before we put the beams up for the structure, the 11 by 11 by 11 structure,
Yeah.
we did a beam signing. We had all the veterans come out, made a donation. Everybody signed the beams, all that, and up there. And Brian comes to me and says, "Hey, Dustin." So what, Brian? I'm mad at you. Brian, what are you mad at me about now? Right?
Right.
And he says, "I'm mad that I didn't have this idea." Okay? And I said, "Brian, here's the difference. Even if you had this idea, you couldn't execute it."
Oh.
That's a trotter. That's a trotter.
Yeah.
comment right there.
Hit him right in the center.
Well,
And the senator.
yeah, exactly. It's true. So Brian signed for his dad that day. I mean, all the things. I mean, it is so encapsulated
Yeah.
in this community and all the people.
Yeah.
Right?
So I gotta.
But you have to execute your idea.
Yeah,
Is
oh,
my
yeah.
point, right?
Yeah.
You can only have an idea that goes so far.
Yes.
You have to make sure you actually can complete it.
Yeah,
Right?
and you did, and I was there for opening day, and I loved
Yeah.
it. It was awesome. I got a ticket that day, and I was worth it
Oh,
because I
goodness.
parked in the wrong place. Okay, I got a couple of Santee. Do we got like a couple more?
Yeah,
minutes?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. We're
Man,
around,
I
we're on 5 blocks. We're around 5 blocks.
want to ask some specific Santee questions.
Sure.
Like almost lightning round. Okay.
Okay, so
So there
two
will
minute lightning round.
there will be no there's not going to be a Santee PD. That's just not.
That's
It's
No,
never
it's
gonna
not
happen. Never.
You guys are happy with the?
It's just you
Happy or
couldn't
not,
afford
it's
couldn't afford it.
It's unattainable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mast being completed. What is the latest on that?
not happening.
Maybe
Not happening. It's
Not
just
happening.
it's always going to be like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be dead.
Anything to add to that? Right?
And the reasoning for it is it's just traffic patterns.
Yeah.
So
It's-
we already, I mean, once the 52 connected to the 67, we lost, what was it, 38% of the traffic
Mhm.
on Mass Boulevard, and it got to the point where at night people couldn't get out of their driveways and stuff
I see.
because it was so backed up.
So back up
So
on
people
Mass-
couldn't get
on
in
Mass
and out
Boulevard.
on Mass Boulevard. They couldn't get in and out of drive. Now they can.
Gotcha.
If we open it up,
It'll get
because the
go right back to
52
that.
you
Yeah.
got the 52 coming off. It's going from 4 lanes to 2 lanes, and then it's joining with the 125 merger, and then again 2 lanes, and then before it opens back up to the 60s, it gets so bottlenecked back up
So
that people will do everything they want
Right.
that they can to avoid that. So even now with the traffic apps that you have,
Yeah.
it'll tell you get off here, and they go through all of our side streets.
the Waze
Yeah.
apps.
The
Right.
Waze apps and
Yeah.
things of that nature. They use
Okay.
all of our sites. So if we open up Mast, it's immediately that becomes a
Okay.
freeway.
Gotcha.
So
Go ahead.
one more thing. So people need to understand that most of the city of Santee was developed under the county, right?
Yeah.
And so Mass Boulevard was never meant to be a thoroughfare. It was never meant to be a major artery, right? So if you built a community today, if you master planned the community, you never put driveways on a major. You would put the backyard of fences, right?
Yeah.
So block walls, block fences.
Yeah.
Be on a backyard of a major thoroughfare. You wouldn't put driveways on there, right?
Gotcha. I got like 3 more questions.
Nope.
No, we're good.
Okay,
We're good.
so wakeboarding in Santee Lakes.
Oh.
Is that ever going to be a thing?
No,
So-
I won't say no. I won't say no.
I don't say no because
You
some
never
time
know,
again.
yeah.
So what Mike's talking about back in the day, and if everybody doesn't know, there was a proposal from a company to come in Santee
Yeah.
Lakes. So Santee Lakes is owned by Padre Dam Municipal Water District, right? Not the city of
If I knew the
Santee.
people then that
Yeah.
I know now, that
Yeah.
would be done.
Yeah,
But I didn't
exactly.
know the
So it's
people
not
then that
owned
I
by
know
the
now.
city of Santee. We have no jurisdiction over
Yeah.
Santee Lakes. Okay,
Yeah.
it's owned by Padre Dam. So Padre Dam was looking at recreational activities,
A
other
cable
things.
ski park.
It really. And what happened was that they proposed this, and the neighbors came out with pitchforks.
Oh, really?
It was a NIMBY in the backyard kind of concept.
That's not
where-
what stopped it.
Well,
That's not
well,
what stopped
what
it. It was
stopped
what stopped it was the money. Like they
All
couldn't
right.
find
Well,
they couldn't find the people that would actually.
there was
build it.
opposition. Though.
There was opposition.
There was
yeah,
opposition.
but
Okay.
that could have been.
Besides, what about the brewery that everybody?
Carl Strauss.
Carl Strauss.
Carl Strauss.
What's
Okay?
going on with Carl Strauss?
So Carl Strauss is currently their 10 acres they own in the city of Santee is up for sale.
Oh, really?
But
But? Is there a but?
Is there a but?
they were under contract in another place.
Sure, but they're
They haven't
currently
done anything.
the 10 acres that Carl Strauss owns
Yes.
in the city of Santee is up for sale.
Yes.
Right? And that really goes down to 2 fundamental things that happened. In 2016, the city council approved that project. They approved Carl Strauss to come in the city of Santee with the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. They got sued by the environmentalists
Yeah.
because they were too close to the
Preserve Wild Santee.
they were too close to-
It was like
yeah.
that one jerk.
right.
Yeah.
It was too close
Well,
to the
it's- yeah, it's
riverbed,
right.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then the second thing that happened was COVID.
Yeah.
COVID kind of shut
That was-
that project down because
They settled with
understood,
Preserve Wild Santee,
understood.
and months later,
Months later,
COVID.
bam.
Yeah.
So once COVID hit, Carl Strauss took a big hit financially and a business, I call it reorg, but a business reset like every other business in this world, right?
Yeah.
Is that they had to reevaluate what they were doing, and they couldn't fathom putting millions of dollars into a project and effort, going forward, and because it just didn't make.
What if there's
financial sense.
another COVID 2 months later? What's
Okay.
another? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's,
So what about last question? What about what about Finita Ranch? What's going on there?
So Finita Ranch.
I'm asking. Are these all the
No,
hard
no,
questions?
no, it's okay.
I just
They're,
have-
they're real easy answers, actually. They're
Okay.
easy answers. You want to answer them? You
I-
want to do it?
you
Yeah,
know more.
can't.
I can't. I
You can't.
Finita
So
Ranch.
I have
Rob
property.
has to recuse
Oh
himself
my
from.
God!
Yeah. So
Gallery's
there's a
getting
whole
bigger.
audience going on
Yeah.
behind you guys right here now. So Finita Ranch, Rob has to accuse himself because he owns a property within 500 feet of
the
Finita Ranch
property.
project, right?
Okay.
So I have to, answer this one.
Right.
And so that project there has been sued multiple times. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So number one is it got sued by the EIR, which is the Environmental Impact Report. Okay, that passed. That cleared the state of California, cleared the judicial system. Okay, they got sued on the fire mitigation issues in there. Okay, that passed again. So they passed that too. The recent project that we had, was under the California State Housing Urgency Ordinance. Okay, this is under HUD. This is the state of California,
It's a federal organization, but-
organization that allows these type of projects, and you guys see them happen all around San Diego, right? So Mission Valley to Hillcrest to Mira Mesa, you see these density type of projects and stuff. A lot of these are done under the state housing ordinance, right? Urgency ordinance. So the judge ruled against Finita Ranch on this one. So the city of Santee is indemnified in this whole process. We are being sued, but we're indemnified in here. The plaintiff
Plaintiff's
Yeah.
complainer.
yeah. So the defendant is home fed here, and they lost on that issue. The judge ruled they cannot use the state of California's housing urgency ordinance under this project.
Interesting.
Okay, So they're back to the drawing board and trying to figure out what they want to do or what they can do. And there's very distinct, or not distinct, there's very defined, I guess, things that they can do. They were trying not to use some of these mechanisms to make that happen, but they're running down that road right now.
Do you think that you're going to see houses in Finita Ranch in the next 10 years?
So, Mike, I don't know if I can answer in 10 years personally,
Yeah.
but I do have a standing joke, and I've told it to all my political, Bill Baber, back in La Mesa, and a lot of my friends over the years, and go back to Jim Sir, is that in my lifetime, I expected one house to be built on that 3,000 acres. That is what I expect.
One house.
Yeah. All right.
That is what I expect.
So Randy, remember Randy?
Right.
Oh, do I?
Okay, so Randy used to have a dinosaur.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And
Yeah.
said, that was still running in the hills when Finita Ranch started. Yeah.
What about new City Hall? Is that was a thing?
I am not supporting.
So neither one of us.
Neither one of I.
Yeah, exactly. We'll support that.
Yeah.
Especially on taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, we
right?
had it free and clear.
So that new city hall you're referring to was brought up by Mayor Minto. Mayor Minto asked for new city hall, and subsequently was going to ask for the taxpayers to pay for that. The two of us will never ever allow taxpayers' dollars to pay for a new city hall.
No,
because
it's free and clear.
We own our city hall.
Why didn't they
We
have-
own the whole property. We bought it free and clear out of bankruptcy, basically, and we own that property. There's maintenance, there's perpetuity, there's things that
But you're gonna have maintenance on a brand new building as well.
any building you got to keep up, right? But it will not happen under our tenure, under the taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What
What about homeless in the river? How's that been going?
It's actually been going well.
Yeah.
So we went to a height in the riverbed after COVID. So the county of San Diego told everybody in the city of Santee and everybody else, you cannot go down and interact with these individuals.
You can't move them along.
You can't move along. No, not even move along. You can't interact with them.
Yeah, well, because
Because
So
health
even if they were in the
issues,
city,
it doesn't matter.
you
right?
couldn't move them along.
How do I get that status? I'm
Exactly.
loving it.
The reason being,
No one can interact with me when I'm
Right.
doing illegal
premise,
stuff.
the premise was if you move them along and they have COVID, now they're going to infect others.
Oh.
Right.
And if they don't have COVID, now
So
you're going to infect them.
we
So
made
you have to
from.
leave them be.
I'm making a number up right now. I apologize, y'all. I'm making a number up. We went from a number of like 23 homeless in the city of Santee in a riverbed. We spiked up to 120.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
And
160 something.
yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm making a number up here.
Yeah.
But we had fires every other
I
day
remember that.
in the riverbed in the city of Santee. This city council took a proactive approach. Our city attorney really figured out how to work within the law.
A really good sheriff's
and
captain.
give us something to put some teeth behind all this stuff, right? And then now our latest numbers are, they went down to the whole thing, is back down to like 23 or
No, it was like
under 20.
under
right?
20.
Yeah, it was like
Under 20.
18.
Yeah.
It was under 20 again.
Those were good
Right.
questions, though.
Yeah.
They were.
And I mean, that's like
They were good.
that's like full on
So Mike,
Santee credibility. Right
so
Okay.
so we'll finish this thing out. Rob
Let me
will
finish,
finish this thing out, right?
Yeah.
So you've had me on your podcast,
Yes.
right? San Antonio Gunners. You've been on the
Yes.
podcast. We've been on both sides, right?
Right.
We've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I'm afraid of where this is going.
I am too.
no.
It's unscripted, so you never
No,
know what
it's
Dustin's
unscripted.
going to say next.
Exactly. So I want to ask you one last thing. Is there anything you want to tell an audience before we close out?
I just want to tell people that there are really, truly amazing things that can be done with just a little bit of effort, a little bit of involvement. I know that there's a lot of folks who look at the political landscape and they're very frustrated. But I got to tell you, there are a lot of really good things happening, and they don't happen unless you get just a little bit involved. So whatever it is, maybe you're into guns, maybe you're not into guns, but I know you're into living in a really great San Diego.
Exactly.
And I would ask everyone listening to just a little bit more this next year than you did last year. If you volunteered one afternoon for some organization, then next year volunteer 2 afternoons. If you got involved in a campaign, this year, get involved in 2 campaigns or whatever. But there's a lot of really good things that happen. These guys are doing a lot of really good things. Our organization are doing a lot of really good things. we can't do it without you. It's not that hard. And we just need a little bit of your dime and a little bit of your time. And man, we can continue to make
that's
San Diego.
yeah, it's not the first time he said that one.
Exactly.
That's not the first time he said that one.
Send us home. It's
No, no,
place
I got-
up.
real quick.
Give me
All
one,
right,
man.
so before we get out of here, I do want to remind everybody we do have a concert tonight. We can't remember the name of the band, but it's a rockabilly.
Sea Monks.
Sea Monkeys.
Sea monks.
Sea Monks.
Sea monks.
I thought Sea
Sea
Monks.
Monks?
Sea monks.
Oh, Sea Monkeys.
Sea monks.
So yes, and it's the Santee Salute to Service tonight, National Night Out. So
Yeah.
we will have all the deputies out there. You get to know your deputies here in Santee. You get to go hang out with them, talk with them. They're all these guys are and gals.
Yeah.
Super cool. They're going to be out there tonight at the concert in the park. The band is the Sea Monks.
Yeah.
Are
Sea
a
Monks.
rockabilly country band. So I'm thinking Red Stray Clays type of music. If you know
I
that
don't know.
band.
I was thinking monkeys.
No, they're not the monkeys. Definitely not the Monkeys. Here we come.
Yeah. No,
Walking
Joe,
down
that's
the
next
street.
week. Joe, what are you
That's
doing?
Betamax.
That's next week.
That's next week. So, Sea Monks, will get out there. Betamax is next week,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's next week.
Next week. Oh, he says right there, next week.
Yeah,
Betamax.
he does.
It does say next week right there.
We're talking about this week.
Still?
Give me sea monks. Sea
All right.
Is
So-
it SEE monks?
Yeah.
Or SEA monks?
SEA.
SEA. Like sea
Like they're in the ocean.
monks. Yeah, in the ocean. Yep.
For some reason I thought it was Sea Monkeys. Anyway.
No, it's monks.
Because you know what sea monkeys were back in the
Sure,
day.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You paid your 10 cents and sent in your
Span
cereal,
thing up, you know?
your cereal
So-
box tops and got your sea monkeys.
I actually I thought it was real, by the way. I thought it was
Oh,
real.
They are.
Okay.
Do you know what they are?
What?
They're fairy shrimp.
Oh, that's what you get?
That's what you
Oh,
get.
yeah.
I thought you got like
I took a ranch right now. You're digging one up.
They are fairy shrimp. That's what they are.
That's what we're going to do next.
and now
Anybody wants to meet us down by the river, we're going
down by the, in the van, down by
Yeah.
the river.
Yeah.
With that,
The white van with the music playing. That's that one.
yeah. We will catch you all next week. Another great show. We've got a great guest coming next week. I can't think of
Is that great?
So next week's is your friend Eddie Vanderveer
Oh,
from
my
Sports
buddy.
Plus USA.
Eddie B for Santee.
Eddie V's coming in next week.
Yes.
I might be coming a little bit late because
No worries.
I actually have a commitment for the city of Santee, our SLIMSA, which are our Santee Lakeside Emergency Medical Authority. I will be there at 4 p.m., but I will shortly be after because all we have literally is this our adoption of our annual budget.
Yeah. So we'll catch him a little later. He'll come in, but yeah, we'll have Eddie B here. And until then, God bless you, God bless America, and God bless Santee. Stay cool out there, everybody. God bless you. Love you. Bye bye.
Love you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you guys.